Well, hello and happy Friday. Fielder's like messing with my phone. He always does the boop. He's like, what is that? It's a mic so people can hear me. Happy Friday, you guys. This is our last day of our mobility challenge. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wrap up everything kind of in a nice little bow of what we've done from Monday through Thursday. So we're gonna try to keep this about 10 minutes. So we're gonna go through each little movement more or less and just kind of do a full body reset from our mobility challenge that we had this week. And of course, I know I recorded because I've watched them, I've done them. I've also kind of watched what Kirst recorded and did those classes as well. And this is our first time doing a challenge where we have videos. So last time it was just like a voiceover. So I hope the videos really helped you guys out. And I hope the videos helped you learn more about us too and our teaching styles and what we offer and how we offer and really the vibe and the community that we're trying to create together here. So I could be biased. I think Kirsten and I balance each other out really well just with how we teach and how we get information across to you all. And then that gives you a really good spectrum of differences that you can attach to and differences of how you might learn and what kind of clicks for you and what doesn't. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So we'll go from Monday through Thursday. So we'll start Monday with the shoulder mobility that we did. So instead of me like watching a clock for a few minutes, and I'm just gonna say, because I think that's the funniest thing about Kirsten and I, like I feel like I take things so literal sometimes, and then Kirsten like reminds me that it doesn't have to be that literal, that specific, and she's just like vibing with you guys, and I'm like looking at my computer like, we got 60 seconds to do this. We can't go a second over, a second less, and it's just like, sometimes you don't need that. But again, it's really cool to see our differences, our unique differences come out to kind of give you a whole spectrum of classes and movements. So yeah, let's start in a stance. And my bad, I keep forgetting that this is like cutting off my head, which I actually might move this up a little bit. Yeah. Just so you can see what's going on. So I'm not gonna go super in depth with everything that we did throughout the week, but I will give little snippets of what we've all experienced throughout the mobility challenge. And we'll start again with the shoulders. So go ahead and grab your strap or something that replicates your strap. And really before we start, just roll your shoulders a little bit. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Go forward, go backwards, go left, go right. And I've already changed my mind. Put your strap somewhere for a second and we'll do a few rounds of just kind of opening up the shoulders. I want this to stay here, but the mic's gonna say no. Okay, so put your strap wherever you might need to for a moment. Stand up nice and tall. Find a breath in, reach up towards your ceiling. Big inhale. Try to push the hips forward just slightly. And when you find this next exhale, bend and cactus. Let your shoulders open up a little bit. And let's find one more just like that. So inhale, we're gonna reach tall. And then exhale, bend and cactus. Hold here for 3. For 2, hands will come behind you on 1. Interlace your hands, bend your knees a little bit, drive your knuckles down, ring out the shoulders, feel the buoyancy in the lower half for 3. For 2, and then on 1, gently release, crisscross the arms, move around a little bit, find some sways, and we'll get right to it. So go ahead and grab your strap here. Now remember, with our shoulder mobility, we still want to focus on the hinging of the hips so you're not dumping into your lower back. So what Kirst actually said in her video was super, super smart. So when you think of hinging from your hips, bring your pinkies here because that's going to show you if you're actually hinging from your hips or if you're more so just doming the spine, doming the back body to find that folding motion. We want a nice long spine. We want to keep that length. We want to build that integrity here. So go ahead and find that hinging motion. Feet about hip distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. And we'll start with that front rotation here first. So grab the strap, find some tension with the strap. Knuckles will face the ground. And when you find that breath in, slowly go up, find your range, find your capacity. Exhale brings us right back down. And keep focusing here. So as you find that inhale, it's gonna help you find that lift. Remember to tuck your chin towards your chest. And really try to drive through your knuckles here. So as I find a breath in and pull forward, I'm driving my knuckles forward. There's no bend in my elbows, so I have nice straight arms. Good, just a few more rounds, nice and easy. My quads and my thighs are already talking to me, and I'm like doing like the most minimal hinging of my hips. So if that's you too, I'm here with you. Good. Let's do 2 more here. We got our last round. Breath in. Maybe pause at your top for a moment. Pause for 3, for 2. Breath out, bring it back down. And then stand up nice and tall. Reset for a moment. And this time you'll bring that strap behind you, whatever you kind of are grabbing onto, strap, belt, towel, string, whatever it is, right? So with this one, you want to remember the knuckles are facing the ground. So your pinkies are facing you. The thumbs are facing the outer edges of your space, outer edges of your body. We come back to the hinging of the hips. This one's a little bit more trickier, so you might have to pull a little bit more to bring that tension in. And remember, like I said on Monday, this isn't going to be a huge movement, but we'll still get a nice range working this rotation here too. So when you're ready, drive up, up, up as high as you can go. For some reason today, it kind of feels good. So maybe if your shoulders feel tight, this could feel good. Exhale brings us back down. Inhale, we reach, really try to pull at that strap. Exhale, places down. Keep going here, a few more rounds. And be gentle, right? Make sure your core is activated here too. So a lot of the times we dump into our lower back with these spaces, with these poses, these asanas rather, because we aren't utilizing our core. Now you don't have to have that much work happening, but enough awareness that you're not dipping into your lower back for our last 2 rounds. Good, last one. And go ahead, gently release. Find a breath in, breath out. And before we switch to our next movement, go ahead and inhale your hands up high. Push the hips forward. Exhale, hands right back through heart center. One more with me here. Big breath in. And exhale, hands heart center. Beautiful. Let's move to our spine. So God bless Kier's for this little spinal movement, ankle, toe thing she has us doing, balance, all that jazz. God bless her. We love it. But also, low-key, I really do like doing this in class. We are moving the spine. We're getting into the ankles a little bit with this one. You're connecting with your breath. You're connecting with your core. But more so than anything, be intentional with these movements because it's a lot of balance. It's a lot of focus. And I find it to be so, so nice when I listen to me, of course, obviously, but then like, you know what you're doing. We've prepped you. You got this. Just add your unique spin to it so you can find that fluidity from the forward fold down to, or standing tall, down to the forward fold. Knees will drop, baby back bend coming up, all that good stuff. So before we even start, just lift up the heels, lift up the toes. Find your focal point, find your drishti. That's something at the top of your space that you are going to allow your gaze to stay to. Now when you're ready, you hinge from those hips. You find that forward fold. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Hands will plant, fingertips might plant. You got to shift that weight forward, come off the heels, off the heels. Really try to dome and find this little hunched position here. Little variation of toes pose. Try to let your knees go in line with your hips as you sit up tall. I know it's kind of scary, but that's going to help you with this balance. Now you want to counter this balance. So as you lean back, the knees drop, core is awake. Inhale, arms high. And then exhale, let those hands find your back body, baby back bend here. Now come on back towards center, hands to heart center. Booty will find your heels. You might lift up one knee, lift up the other. And then if you want to play and get a little spicy, you might stay off the heels the whole time. Again, round the spine, round the spine. And then find that fold. Take your time, your neck, your gaze will be last as you chase the ceiling above. Breath in, breath in. Breath out, heart center. Let's find 2 more just like that. Inhale, hands reach. Hinge and fold, forward fold. Utilize your spine here. Shift some weight forward, pop off the heels, bend the knees, bring it down. Trust yourself to lift up a little bit, drive the knees forward. We're going to go all the way down this time. Hands will go high. Exhale, hands find the back body, little baby back bend. And bring those hands right back towards heart center. Maybe you lift both knees off the mat at the same time. Drop the heels a little bit here, forward folds. And make it one fluid movement this time. So keep going up, going up, going up. And let's crush this last round. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, find your reach. Hinge the hips, you deeply bend the knees, bring it down, forward folds. Lift off the heels, bring it forward, drop it down. With grace, as I almost fall, plant the knees, hips go high. Come to that back body for one more moment. Let's linger for 3, for 2, and on 1, start making that final transition, hips towards the heels. Knees will lift and hover. And then we come back down, forward fold. Take your time as you rise up. And bring those hands through heart center. Beautiful job. Love to see it. Let's do our hip mobility. We're bringing it right on down. This is so fun, like connecting these all together. Thank you all for just being here with us. It's so cool. So like I said on day, if I did Wednesday, whatever day I was doing our hip mobility, my friends. If you want to do the hands, please do the hands. Again, we're doing like that 90-90 thing here. If you want to use your hands to make this move happen, you can do that here too. I'm gonna do no hands. I'm gonna bring my hands heart center. Feet, knees, hips, they're all in line. Your feet are about hip distance apart. And again, I don't care which way you drop first, we're just gonna drop. So hands, heart, center, you gotta use that core. Lift up through the crown of your head, lift up through the sternum, so you're kind of sitting up here tall, and we bring it down. Now again, if you're using your hands, it's gonna kind of be in between the thighs here, in between the legs too. But you keep moving and grooving, and you're in no rush. You could do 5 rounds, you could do 50 rounds, you could do 10 rounds, you could do 12 rounds. I just want you to keep going for as long as I keep going. And I'm feeling it in my own hips today, like that crunchy feeling. I always thought that was like bad news bears. I am not a doctor, first and foremost. But I've learned through my own practice, I've learned through other practitioners that the crunchiness isn't terrible unless it hurts. The crunchiness is just reminding you of all those spaces you don't move around into that often. I'm like almost off my mat. I say this in class all the time too. My ankles and my knees, they do not like the hard floor. So if you're on the hard floor and you don't like it, reel it back in. But I'm gonna fight the good fight here. Let's do 2 more rounds. So do right side and left side at least 1 more time. Good. Oof, now bring it back. Nice job. I think all we have left are the ankles. So I'm gonna just do one of the ankle mobilities that we had yesterday. Because it's one of my favorite too. So ankle mobility. First, if you've ever been in my class or even have taken an online class of mine, I have probably cued you to come off your heels, to come off your toes, to separate your toes. You see your fingers and they do all this stuff, your toes literally do that too, and we just forget to like wake them up, we forget to move them. So you doing this once a day for 10-15 seconds, I guarantee you'll start seeing the difference. You'll see the changes if you're consistent with it. So we'll do our last little ankle mobility. I'm gonna start with my right foot on the outer edge of that foot. Or nope, sorry, start on the right foot, lifting up the toes. Lift up the toes first, try to separate them. And then roll to that outer edge. Pick up the heel, plant the toes. That kind of feels good. You're finding this internal rotation, so you gotta try to drop the inner arch of your right foot, then bring it back to the heel. And you're trying to isolate a lot of these movements, right? So meaning making 90, 95, 100% of this movement coming from the ankles, right? So I'm not like using my hips, I'm not going crazy. I'm really trying to isolate it for my ankles, my knee. And just see how that kind of lands for you, how that feels. Let's go the opposite way too. Drop the inner arch, outer edge. I like can't talk because I'm focusing myself. When you finish your last round here, kind of lift up your right foot, point and flex, wiggle it out a little bit. And we'll start with that left side here too. So let's put the toes down first. Toe down, toes down. Spin to that outer edge, drop the ankle, or drop the foot rather, not the ankle. Inner arch. These are a doozy. So I low-key telling you guys now, I think our first course will be a mobility course because there's so much we could get into. There's so much goodness that happens from here. There's so many misconceptions that happen from here. So I low-key think our first course for purchase for live Q&As and everything will be mobility. Good. Try to go the opposite way here too for a few rounds. My left ankle's like, what? And then when you finish, go ahead and lift up that left foot, roll it out, point and flex a little bit there. And just for fun, crunch those right toes under, right? I'm just making you do a stretch I want to do at this point, which is also mobile. And switch it out with that left side. And we did it. That's it. We had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today's our full body one. So again, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the videos. I hope they were informative. I hope you enjoyed the PDF, and we cannot wait to announce the winners for our giveaways. So if you have any questions, let us know. Let the group chat know, because I always say whatever question you have, somebody else has that same question. So no question is a stupid question. The only stupid question is the question you don't ask. And yeah, keep following us, keep engaging, keep posted on kind of what we're doing. We have our 2025 lineup for our retreats. We have spots filled. So if there is a place calling your name, get your spot, get it secured, and then we'll reach out to you with next steps from there. And as always, we're always here for you. So let us know how we could help. Peace.